So in today's video, I'm gonna break down exactly why 93% of people never lose their belly fat, the muffin tops, the lower back fat, and the other stubborn areas that most people seem to struggle to lose. I'm gonna give you 4 key ways on how myself and our members have successfully lost in and around the belly fat, seen visible abs, dropped down in short sizes, and kept the results for life as well. Okay, now before we get into it, my name is Reese Hallard, a part of Smart Body and Performance. We've been featured in Forbes magazine for all of the unique methods we use to help members transform. We've helped over 1,000 men and women get into the shape of their life. So we know a thing or two about our bread and butter, which is body transformation. So the first reason most people never get into shape is this. It's that they never take the long-term approach to dropping body fat. Now, unfortunately, the harsh truth and reality surrounding dropping belly fat in particular is you can't spot reduce belly fat. You can't spot reduce body fat in any area of your body, which means you have to be consistent for a long period of time to see body fat go in the stubborn areas like the belly, the love handles, the lower back, and maybe the thighs as well. So consistency over time is key, but how do we get that? How the fuck do we be consistent over a long period of time, right? So the things that I kind of looked at and that worked really well for myself as well was I cut back on alcohol was the first thing. As a football player, every Saturday afternoon, it was almost like culture that after the game, you stay in a clubhouse after and you have a couple of beers with the boys. But I'd have a few beers on a Saturday, and the Saturday evening I felt horrible. Then I made bad decisions. I'd get a takeaway and a Ben & Jerry's fish food every single time. And then on Sunday I'd feel sluggish and I'd start the day slow, and then that fed into Monday and so forth. So I cut back to just doing it once a month. So once a month in the clubhouse with the boys after a big win, I'd have a couple of drinks, maximum 2, 3. And Sunday morning I'd wake up feeling on top of the world. Saturday night I'd make better decisions with my nutrition. And then come Monday, I just felt so freaking good that I could just attack the week, whatever it kind of has to offer. So I was able to do that, which kept me consistent long term because I felt so freaking good. My recovery was so much better. My hormones were so much better. My results were so much better. And because of an accumulation of these things, I felt so much better. And because I felt so much better, I could stick to my shit long term. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I was able to stay consistent. And it started with a simple little decision like cutting back slightly on alcohol. Because as we know, we can't spot reduce body fat, but you may be thinking, where the fuck does it go? Right? So it comes out through breath, carbon dioxide, and it also comes out through urine. So when you go for a wee, so that's how we lose body fat. So you can't just rub some cream on your stomach, do some sit-ups, and all of a sudden you're seeing your abs and your belly fat's gone. It doesn't quite work like that. And one of the biggest myths is people think that most of your body fat comes out through sweat, when mainly it's just water and hydration. The second reason why most people can't lose belly fat is that they think all of their progress is done inside the gym, when in actual fact 90 to 95% of the progress you make happens from the things you do outside the gym, not inside the gym. Inside the gym, you're there to, you probably think, all right, Reese, if all of our progress is done outside the gym, why do we go to the gym, right? The gym training is to sculpt a physique. So when you drop body fat, you don't lose all the muscle you have. So after you get a transformation, you feel shaped, you feel good, you feel confident, as opposed to skinny fat, which is a problem most people make. This is the cycle I've seen 101 times. They drop body fat, they feel amazing, and they go, right, I've lost loads of body fat. Oof, fucking hell, I've lost loads of muscle as well. I've got no shape, no curves. Now I need to gain muscle. Then they go through the process of gaining muscle. Then they gain all that body fat back, and they're sitting back at square one with the same muscle, same body fat as before, and they repeat, and they repeat, and repeat. Nothing changes. So if you have a strategic weight resistance training program, yeah, sure, you're gonna burn some calories, but you're gonna look after your muscle in particular. You're gonna get stronger, you're gonna improve your cardiovascular endurance with a little bit of cardio. But this is not where the result comes from. The 90 to 95% of where the result comes from is, for the large proportion, BMR, basal metabolic rate, which is effectively the calories you burn at complete rest. Complete rest. So this is where you have a strong metabolism, and 50-60% of your daily calories is burnt from being alive. 20 to 30%, which is the second largest, is going to be what we call NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So to take away the boring science, it's just steps. And me just chucking my hands around, anything that's kind of non-planned activity, me walking downstairs to go to the toilet, right? Non-planned activity. Steps accumulate to 20 to 30% of the daily calories we burn, and me just chucking my hands around as well burns calories. The third is 10%, which is thermic effect of food. So this is the calories we burn turning food to a third. That's right, we burn a lot of calories from turning food and digesting, turn it into a third. So protein is 20 to 30%. So 20 to 30% of the calories we intake that are protein based, we're going to burn 20 to 30 of those through digestion. Carbs is 10 to 15%, and fats is 5 to 10%, which is why a high protein diet will help you drop body fat even faster. And then the last 5 to 10% is obviously EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the calories that you burn through planned activity, like your resistance training sessions, and also the cardio if you add that onto your training as well. So the second biggest mistake is people put all of their emphasis on training and not enough emphasis outside of training. Third biggest mistake is they try to go at it alone. I remember when I had my first coach back in 2018. I've had one since, and that's 6 years. I'm filming this in 2024, if you're watching this down the line. And I've had a coach for 6 years. I've had a few different coaches, and I will never not have a coach. I'm a product of coaching. I believe in coaching. I think it's the most valuable thing. I like having someone in my corner I don't want to let down. I like somebody taking a logistical approach, because as you know, as a fitness coach, I'm a human being as well, right? Like, I want to make decisions based on emotion. If I feel hungry, I'm going to go, oh, let's increase my calories a little bit, as opposed to a coach going, yeah, but have you really rode that hunger wave? Is that the best decision? Did you just have one of those days, right? So I'd make changes in my own programming based on emotion as opposed to logic, which is why I like having a coach in my corner to not let me program via emotion as opposed to logic, right? And what's going to be actually best for me. And it's also just having someone in your corner that you don't want to let down. As a coach as well, I like to put myself in a client position and just realize everything and experience it so that I can better help, because coaching is more psychological than it is even science. The science is great, but if you can't implement, it's bollocks. If you can find a route which mixes science with the psychological part of it, which then comes together, people can action and implement the sciencey stuff, which means they get great results. And the art of that is making everything as simple as possible. There's a great quote by Albert Einstein that says, if you can't explain it in a simple way, you don't understand it well enough, which is why I'm trying to break this down in such simplicity to say, if you have a coach, take the thinking away, have a logical way to do it, and just burn calories through the 4 things we just went through, and then eat less calories, which means you drop body fat. The fat loss is that simple. You eat less calories than you burn. You burn calories the 4 ways we just went over. So non-planned activity, planned activity, being alive, so having a great metabolism, and burning calories through digestion. You burn more here than you eat through nutrition, you drop body fat. That simple. And reason number 4 is your why is not strong enough. And this is probably the most important one. If you just go, I just want to lose a bit of weight, as soon as you get to the first hurdle, you're going to go backwards, right? So the way you want to look at this is reverse engineer it a little bit. Go, I want to lose weight. Okay, great. Why? Maybe you want to find a new partner because you want to start a family. Maybe you want to go to your wedding and feel amazing. Maybe you want to do a photo shoot, get some photos back to show the grandkids down the line, to show them what your grandpa or grandma had done, right? We want to break it down a little bit further. Do you want to excel in your career? Do you want to get in great shape so you're taken more seriously at work, you have more energy, more productivity, more authority in the workplace, so you're able to then progress in your career and climb your corporate ladder, right? What's the driving force behind? Do you just want to improve your relationships? You feel like you're on a bit of a rocky road at the moment. You want to optimize yourself, confidence, happiness, energy, so you can give more to your relationship and your family. What's the strong reason behind why? And wanting to go on holiday and feeling amazing on the beach is fine. We have so many people that come to us and go, I was recently on holiday and I didn't want to get into pictures with my children and kind of have those memories to look back on because I felt so insecure the way I looked. And it's heartbreaking, right? So those people that can now go on holidays and they're right on the front of the photo because they feel so amazing and they want to create those memories. They want to kind of take pictures and memorize exactly where they've been and where they're at, right? Because how far they've come. So that's a really big part to our coaching. And what we want to try and understand is, how can we make your goal mean even more? And that's going to keep you motivated on times that you feel less motivated. Because you're only human. There's going to be days that you don't feel as motivated, but your why is going to carry you through. So look, I hope this was useful. Make sure you take those notes and make sure you comment, like, subscribe, all that kind of shit if you found this useful. And if you are looking to transform for the summer or for the long haul and you really want to make lasting change, that's kind of what we do over at Smart Body Performance. So please feel free to drop me a DM on Instagram at Reese Hallard with the word transform. We can have a bit of a conversation, but if not, I'll keep posting this free content to help you transform. See you in the next episode.